for the uniforms and hours wasted standing on parade. A whiskey for the minister, some claret for his friends, discussing how this bloody war affects investment trends. Propaganda for the masses, jingoism to the fore. Prison for the traitors who dare speak against the war. Longer hours for the workers, more profit for the boss. They can't leave it, they must take it, so he'll never make a loss. A mansion for the arms dealer with patio and pool, paid for by daddy warbucks and governmental fools. A bailout for the bankers, so their bonuses get paid. You can get away with murder knowing how this game is played. So, a bullet for the Billies, for the Peters, for the Daves, for the fathers, brothers, mothers, sons now lying in their graves. Promotion for the minister, largesse for all his friends, paid for by the evil arms dealer on whom their game depends. Thank you. Good evening, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I feel like a total fraud being a headline. We've heard so much fantastic poetry already, so give yourselves a huge round of applause right now, please. You've all been amazing. A huge thanks also to Josephine and Peter for inviting me along tonight. I've got a mix of poetry, some serious, some less so, and I'm going to crack on because I know time is moving on as well. So my next poem, another serious one I'm afraid. It's right on your front doorstep, hidden in plain sight. Empty souls, empty hearts, too beaten down to fight. Industries decline, redundancies increase. Cheap alcohol and cheaper drugs in merciful release. Where the boys have lost the will to live and the girls have lost their looks. And if you don't want your face smashed in, stay well away from books. Academic inspiration, your obedience a must. Your pathetic aspirations soon get trampled in the dust. From the PhD to the THC, from the ugly to the poor, the bus of opportunity don't stop round here no more. Where your social worker leaves you in the lurch while the NHS flatlines, the police insist on a cavity search to justify their crimes. A million tears for 1,000 fears in this paranoia mist. A bloke sends his love wearing boxing gloves in a lover's Glasgow kiss. And your sleepless nights caused by kung fu fights outside the Chinese up the street. The kids doze off to the blue light show and the sirens disco beat. Where the tower blocks loom drunkenly, solitude is your best friend. And this despair, it ain't compulsory, but it'll get you in the end. As your dreams of moving onwards end in a burning lift. Your love life future credit cards all go hopelessly adrift. Where your neighbour's smile always comes across as a death's head Richter scream. A local hard man cries real tears when the loneliness kicks in. The crackles stink of hopelessness, beer taste of shattered dreams, and never open curtains hide 1,000 desperate scenes. Muggers roam the streets in pairs, dealers roll in packs. Tattooed names of forgotten kids get lost beneath the tracks. Because the lancet's pain in the knotted vein makes the baby's crying fade. The lonely price of a drunken night, her favour not repaid. And it makes no difference what coin we pick, those tossers never lose. Their magic trick was to make us think we could ever really choose. Because the government, they've given up, councils don't give a toss. They consider judgment being we're just a total fucking loss. So we'll battle on through the hits and shit, hand to mouth, day by day. We're the poor they always ignore, and that's why we never go away. Thank you. Sadly, I've been to that stage where I can only remember so many poems, so a couple of them I'm going to have to read, hence I'll put the mic back in to the stand. This next one is sort of about the internet and how it's become such a part of our lives and what it's actually really like in that horrible place. Internet, intervene, interweave, deny, apply, deceive, implore, inflame, impeach, preach, teach, reach, use, revile, renounce, abuse. Facebook, racebook, hatebook, what a fucking state book. Brickbats, intellectual spats, racist attacks. Selfish selfies, pictures of cats. Facts debated, castrated, negated. Hashtag, eco-bag, dirty slag, fag hag. Sanctimonious, acrimonious. YouTube, you lose, use lube. Adverts, infoverts, docudrama, perverts. Awkward silence, sexual violence. Netflix, net flops. Box sets, chick lit, cheap dreams, quick thrills, sick kicks. Digital manipulation, cognitive stagnation, hatred dissemination, data assimilation. Which 18th century baked pudding were you? Click here to allow us access to your friends list, your phone book, medical records, girlfriend's naughty pictures, and internet banking password to find out. Captive audience, unverified, terrified terrorism, live feed 24/7, news jacked, redacted, selective news opposing views, conspiracy heaven. Utopian, multicultural, dystopian, disturbing, dysfunctional, perturbing, perverting, instructional, desperately seeking, Tinder and Grindr, Pornhub, Quick Rub, Sly Tug. Brazzers expects every girl to do her duty to gobble and be obscene. PVC, BDSM, casual meets, dogging, and the occasional freak seeking a good old-fashioned relationship. Spin, 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 win, 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 hate, 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 casino, cashing in on your dreams. Gamble responsibly, and when the fun stops, fuck it. What have you actually got left to lose anyway? Delude, collude, delude. Accusation equals participation, result uninformed condemnation, as social justice juries rule on trial by Twitter, in the echo chamber stranger danger, while embittered bigots spit, vile bile while Pandora laughs the last laugh. Her box now ripped open, so who controls the past? Thank you. This is one of the earlier poems I wrote, and something that's always fascinated me was the theoretical concept of Schrodinger's cat, the cat that's in the box and you don't know whether it's alive or dead. But what I've always seen, you leave anything in a box for long enough, the poor bastard's going to be dead. But does Schrodinger's cat chase possible rats, stalk maybe mice around the laboratory, kill probable birds, leaving their bodies outside the box as gifts? Does he or she, although cats always seem like she to me, ever bat a ball of thread from the fabric of time? Do her paws trot with soft patter across dark matter as she squeezes through black holes in pursuit of questionable voles or potential moles? When she confronts Pavlov's dogs in a theoretical battle of hypothetical wills, does the gentle tinkling of the bell around her neck reduce them one by one to dribbling wrecks? And when she pauses before scratching their noses, is it for a relative period of time? Does she join other experimental cats in quantum choruses of dimensional yowling heard only by the same ears that hear trees falling in deserted forests, if indeed they actually fall in the first place? Has she ever clawed the trousers of time or rubbed herself in amoebas figures of 8 around paradoxical pairs of ankles, unworried that they might or might not exist? Or when she sleeps curled up, does the waveform collapse as she dreams of reality? Thank you. When I was a lot younger, I joined the army, and a couple of years back I discovered one of my recruit troop photos, and I picked it up, I looked at it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, how young were we all? We looked about 10 years old. It looked like we'd all gone out to get a loaf of bread for our mums and never came home again. And that kind of gave birth to this poem, Masked of Men. As ghosts we gather, shadows on the edge of sight, death's young apprentices, soon to be released into the silence of the night. Quiet our deadly trade, craftsmen of killing, masters of stealth, sharp blades, soundless strikes our methods, our continued silence, our continued survival, our only wealth. Boyish banter whispered, quelling never admitted fears, then we part, each to our target, young boys' faces, wearing painted masks of men. I had to change my set slightly. My next poem was going to be about a friend of mine that died from premature ejaculation. I emailed his missus to see if it was okay, and she said actually probably best not. It would be too soon, just like always. So instead we got this one. A couple of weeks back, President Trump had a massive parade on Independence Day to show people what America was all about. And during his speech, he announced to a disbelieving world that the American rebels had stormed the airports. So this is called Flight of Fantasy. I'm up in the Jefferson airplane, flying through these historical skies. A flight from LA to Kofavi, away from the fake news and lies. The plane's like a bird, just more bigly. The wings made of canvas and steel. Our pilot is General Washington, Paul Revere's at the co-pilot's wheel. Our flight is a mission of mercy, bringing freedom wherever we go. And whenever we fly over somewhere it's lacking, we drop bombs on the people below. We fly low to inspire our brave boys as they fight against King George's forces. But the redcoats are on to a hiding to nothing. We've got tanks while they've only got horses. Now we're building a Cheltenham starship to take freedom to all of the stars. Just as soon as we bomb the shit out of the commies on that filthy red planet called Mars. So I'm up in the Jefferson airplane, alone in historical skies, in a plane like my walls some say never got built. But believe me, that's fake news and lies. Thank you. Anyone who's ever heard a couple of my sets knows I like to sneak in a favourite poem by one of my favourite authors. My favourite poet of all time has to be Adrian Mitchell. He died in 2012, but he was an amazing peace activist, he was an amazing poet, he was an all-round amazing person. Look him up, he's all over YouTube, even though he's not with us anymore. But some of his poems are just breathtaking. This is one of his. It's called To You. 1. We were swaddled, ugly, beautiful and drunk on milk. 2. Cuddled in arms, always covered by laundered sleeves. 3. We got sand and water to exercise our imaginative faculties. 4. We were hit. Suddenly hit. 5. We were fed to the education system limited. 6. Worried by the strange creatures in our heads, we strangled some of them. 7. We graduated in shame. 8. World War II, and we hated the Germans as much as our secret bodies, loved the Americans as much as the Russians, hated killing, loved killing, depending on the language in the Bible in the breast pocket of the dead soldier. We were crazy thirsty for Winston Superman, for Jesus with his infinite Tommy gun and the holy Spitfires, while the Jap dwarfs hacked through the undergrowths of our nightmares. There were pits full of people meat, and the real bombs came, but they didn't hit us, my love. They didn't hit us exactly. My love, they are trying to drive us mad. So we got to numbers 8, 9, 10 and 11, growing scales over every part of our body, especially our eyes, because scales that were being worn, because scales are armour. And now we stand past 30, together, madder than ever. We make a few diamonds and lose them. We sell our crap by the ton. My love, they are trying to drive us mad. Make love. We must make love instead of making money. You know about rejection. Hit, suddenly hit. I want to spend my life building poems in which untamed people and animals walk around freely, lie down freely, make love freely in the deep loving carpets, stars circulating in their ceilings, poems like honeymoon planetariums. But our time is burning. My love, they are trying to drive us mad. Peace was all I ever wanted, but it was too expensive. My love, they are trying to drive us mad. Half the people I love are shrinking. My love, they are trying to drive us mad. Half the people I love are exploding. My love, they are trying to drive us mad. I'm afraid of going mad. Thank you. I've got one short one and then a final poem, which is a little bit longer. This was written a couple of years ago when, as sadly, just over a month ago, the papers and media were absolutely filled with the body of a baby dead in the water. At the time, many people were sharing it, saying it was to raise the net awareness to stop it ever happening again, but as the pictures that went around of the father and his son crossing the border from Mexico to America prove, it's changed nothing. I meet you where waves end and tears begin, where streams fade beneath the waves, where sorry does not count and a million Facebook shares don't save. I meet you where dreams die, swept out with the tide, in the space between ignorance and sympathy, where cold shoulders shrug away empathy and cold-hearted politicians lie. I meet you where bigotry fights forever bleeding hearts, where political wrongs clash with human rights, where promises deferred drown out desperate cries, where media agendas dilute the truth with right-wing lies. I meet you where futures fade and the sun sets forever, where the time is always too late, where humanity fails, where bodies float face down in waters sailed only by the reaper in his dark boat. I meet you where waves end, where tears begin. And finally, as was alluded to in my introduction, I am actually a greyhound commentator when I'm not messing around with spoken words. Despite repeated requests to the management, who's sitting right there, they won't let me do the commentaries in the form of short poems. So I thought I'd turn it on to its head and do a poem in the form of a short commentary. It's called The Race of His Life, and it goes like this. Ladies and gentlemen, there's 1 minute's betting remaining until the race of his life. The hare is running, the hare is approaching the traps, and snap, the hare is caught in a trap, just like Elvis Presley. Now, back to the race. And they're off. It's bewildered Nick making all the running as they head towards the first bend of many. This youngster is making ground against potty training, preschool, infancy, and an introduction to the basics of capitalism through playground economics. A little bumping from masturbation, self-loathing and puberty as they go into the second bend. But it's bewildered Nick still tight on the rails as they head onto the back straights, leading by a length from immaturity with insecurity, bad decisions, unemployment and an unsuitable girlfriend all gaining on him. Bewildered Nick still leading by some good head from a girl he met in a nightclub, and a kicking from her boyfriend half an hour later, closely followed by sympathy, a series of dates, cohabitation and an unexpected wedding. As they go into the third bend, all of good Nick losing ground now to 2 kids, a mortgage, depression, disaffection with his job, and a nagging fear of failure. It's bewildered Nick still leading by a neck from redundancy and a feeling of worthlessness, with midlife crisis making a move and depression still in and out of the pack as they go into the fourth and final bend. Middle-age falling away to be passed by, you're an old bastard now. Nostalgia, confusion and mind regrets also coming into running as they go standing home straight towards the finish. It's bewildered Nick from grandchildren with not enough exercise, too many fags, and both your parents died from cancer, you fucking idiot! As they race towards the line. Retirement, boredom and longing for release, now fighting for position with mild incontinence and unusual smells. But bewildered Nick clinging on to lead with death close behind as they race the last couple of metres towards the line. It's bewildered Nick from death, bewildered Nick from death, and it's bewildered Nick and death neck and neck as they cross the line for a photo finish. A photo finish there between bewildered Nick and death. And we have the result of the photo. The winner is death, ladies and gentlemen. Death wins by 1 length. Death always wins by exactly 1 length. Thank you very much indeed. I've been lovely. Amazing. Second Tuesday of every month at the Beehive Pub in Swindon. We'd love to see you all there.